Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna. So we'll start Radha Madhav. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radhanath Madhava always Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Loudly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jayom Vishpada Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Ashtavata Ashtavata Shri Shrivagas Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Om Vishpada Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Ashtavata Ashtatata Shri Shrivagas Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki Prem se Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda ki Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopika Radha Kund Sham Kund Giri Govardhan ki वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की मायापुर नवदी धाम की श्री क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा मैया यमुना मैया की श्रीमती भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की श्री प्रभुपाद ट्रांसलेटेड बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की कलियुग पावन श्री नाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असम्बल्ड डिवोटीज ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्रील प्रभुपाद ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This morning we have been reading about Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 3, verse 14, right? Etat shushusatam vidvan Shuta narashi bhashitum Kata hari kato dharkha Satam suya sadisi dhruvam Eta shushusatam vidvan Shuto narashi bhasitum Kata hari kato darkaha Satam suya sadasi dhruvam. Hata hari ham satam so sadisudhvam etat shushu satam vidvan sutana harshi bhashitum yata hari kato darkaha satam suya sadsi dhruvam. What translation? Etat, this, satam, of those eager to hear, Vidwan, of learned, Sutta Goswami, Nah, unto us, Harasi, may you do it, Bhasitam, just to explain it, Kataha, topics, Harikata Udrakaha, result in topics of the Lord. Satam, of the devotees. Suyaha, maybe. Sadasi, in the assembly of. Dhruvam, certainly. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. O learned Sutta Goswami, please continue to explain such topics to us, because we are all eager to hear. Besides that, topic which results in discussion of the Lord should certainly be discussed in the assembly of devotees. Please repeat. O learned Sutta Goswami, please continue to explain such topics to us, because we are eager to hear. Besides that, topics which results in the discussion of Lord Hari should certainly be discussed in the assembly of devotees. Purport. We have already quoted above from the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu of Rupa Goswami. Even mundane things, if devoted in the service of Lord Shri Krishna are accepted as transcendental. For example, the epics or the histories of Ramayana and Mahabharata, which are specifically recommended for the less intelligent classes, women, Shudras, unworthy son of a higher caste, are also accepted as Vedic literatures because they are compiled in the connection with the activities of the Lord. Mahabharata is accepted as a fifth division of the Vedas after its first four divisions, namely Sama, Yajur, Riga and Atharva. The less intelligent do not accept Mahabharata as part of the Vedas, but great sages and authorities accept it as the fifth division of the Vedas. Bhagavad Gita is also a part of Mahabharata, and it is full of Lord Krishna's instruction for the intelligent class of men. Some less intelligent men say that Bhagavad Gita is not meant for householders. But such foolish men forget that the Bhagavad Gita was explained to Arjuna, a Grihastha, family man, and spoken by Lord in the role of Grihastha. So Bhagavad Gita, although containing the highest philosophy of the Vedic wisdom, is for the beginners in the transcendental science. And Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is for graduates and postgraduates in the transcendental science. Therefore, literatures like Mahabharata and Puranas are similar other literatures which are full of the pastimes of the Lord are transcendental literatures, and they should be discussed with full confidence in the society of great devotees. The difficulty is that such literatures, when discussed by professional men, appears to be mundane literatures like the histories of or epics, because there are so many historical facts and figures. It is said here, therefore, that such literature should be discussed in the assembly of devotees. Unless they are discussed by devotees, such literatures cannot be relished by the higher class of men. So the conclusion is that the Lord is not impersonal in the ultimate issue. He is the supreme person and he has different activities. He is the energy to reclaim the fallen soul. He is the leader of all living entity and descends at his will, and by his personal energy he reclaims the fallen souls. Thus, by playing exactly like a social, political or religious leader, because such roles ultimately culminate in the discussion of the topics of the Lord, all such preliminary topics are also transcendental. This is the way of spiritualizing the civic activities of human society. Men have inclination for studying history and many other mundane literatures, story, fiction, drama, magazine, newspaper, etc. So let them be devoted with the transcendental service of the Lord, and all of them will turn to the topics relished by all devotees. The propaganda that the Lord is impersonal, that he has no activity, that he is a dumb stone without any name and form, has encouraged people to become godless, faithless demons. And the more they deviate from the transcendental activities of the Lord, the more they become accustomed to the mundane activities that only clears the path to the hell, instead of return them home, back to Godhead. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam begins with the history of the Pandavas. With necessary political and social activities. And yet Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is said to be Paramahamsa Samhita, or the Vedic literature meant for the topmost transcendentalists, as it describes Parama Jnanam, the highest transcendental knowledge. Pure devotees of the Lord are all Paramahamsas, and they are like the swans who know the art of sucking milk out of mixture of milk and water. Shri Shri Radha Madhav ki, Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maya ki, Shri Shri Gaurnitai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshushnmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kankshana Gaurangi Radhe Vindavaneshwari Vishabhanusite Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The chapter is entitled as Pure Devotional Service. And in this verses, we understand that Shaunak Rishi is encouraging Sukadeva Goswami to speak more. He's asking him to speak more about the unfortunate situation of the people in the material world, deprived of devotional service, and the glories of devotional service, the glories of path of bhakti. And this is the part of those verses where Shaunak Rishi is encouraging Sukadeva Goswami. Bolo, bolo, aur bolo. Prabhupada writes here that, for example, the epics Mahabharata and Ramayana, which is specially recommended for less intelligent classes, are accepted as the fifth Veda. As accepted as the fifth Veda because it speaks about the Lord. It has connection of the Lord. It has Krishna's pastimes in it. Krishna along with his devotees. That's why the Acharyas have concluded as a fifth Veda. And it is full of Lord's instruction. It is also highlighted that Bhagavad Gita falls in the Mahabharata. Bhagavad Gita falls in the Mahabharata. And it also mentions that many people, there is so much speculation, rumors. People live in speculation and rumors. Siddhanta in the material world is, if someone can present you rumor nicely and someone can speculate well, that is a Siddhanta in Kali Yuga. Like once I went to a donor and I gifted Krishna on the chariot and Arjuna with the bow. A famous photo is there, no? And horses also running. All the 4 horses also running. So now I presented this to one donor. He said, Prabhuji, वो ऐसा बोलते हैं. Everything starts like this only. ऐसा बोलते हैं कि ये फोटो घर पे नहीं रखना चाहिए. बोला why? ऐसा फोटो घर पे रखने से झगड़ा होता है क्योंकि कृष्ण अर्जुन को बोले झगड़ा करने के लिए. So I asked him, क्या ये फोटो के बिना झगड़ा नहीं होता है? ये फोटो के बिना झगड़ा नहीं होता है घर पे? So he had no answer. Maybe he had a fight in the morning only with his wife. He started smiling. So this is just speculation, and people seriously follow it. Prabhupada is writing here that they just say that it is for less class, and then Prabhupada mentions that foolish people forget that it is for the masses. The masses in the society are grihasthas, and Krishna as a grihastha is speaking to a grihastha who's frustrated in life. Arjuna. Isn't it? Krishna is speaking to a grihastha. Most of the grihasthas, without Krishna consciousness, everyone is frustrated. What to speak? But in the youth, you have energy. You have energy for, sense gratification until you are married. Because when you are not married, you have to only control your mind and senses. And it doesn't matter until you can enjoy. Mind and senses are in control or not. But once you get married, you have another mind and senses to control. And she also doesn't want to be controlled. That's the challenge. Grahastha life is all up. This is the tattva. Everything is around it. You have to understand now. Everything is around it. That is why it is recommended to take a brahmacharya training before becoming grahastha. That is why it is recommended to take brahmacharya training for all the human beings. It's for all human beings. Such an important siddhanta, education. Because this training makes you prepared for the journey of the material attachments. Mama. Guru Govind Maharaj says, life after marriage is Suta Mita Rama Nira Chinta. Suta Mita Rama Nira Chinta. Now they have parties to celebrate. Bachelor parties they call before marriage. It's a trend. Because before the marriage, you can just do what you want to do. Just a marriage, next day onwards, you cannot do what you want to do. You are not free at all, more independent. Everything has to be thought. Like I was a brahmachari, 3 pairs of clothes, 1 small bag, cabin luggage. Whole India I used to travel. Whole India. No worry. Next day of the marriage, I had to plan when I am going, when I am coming back, and all the adjustments when I am not there. Khatam. It is finished, it is said. Everything over now, like you want to go to temples for darshan, you want to go for a traveling Sankirtan party. If I have to come, it is such a big tapasya for me now. Because I have to plan. So, it's mentioned for grasthas because Sutamita Ramanera Chinta, me, my wife, my children, my family, my society, my cousins, my relatives, my community my caste within the caste, community within the community, sub-community and my samaj. It's a big it's a big thing. And then the mother and father's expectation, and then the mother and father seeing the other children's, other cousin, other kids in the family, what they are doing and what my son should be doing. Then comes the wife's family side. They ask question to the wife, what's happening here? Acha, aise nahi hua? Are aise kaise hai? Then that intelligence comes in. It's a big story, unimaginable. That is from Mahabharata. Within the Mahabharata, the Bhagavad Gita is there. So that you are informed about the 5 important subject. What is that? Ishvara, Jiva, Kala, Prakriti, Karma. Within the Mahabharata, that's so many things, and within that is Gita. And the Gita tells you, Bhaiya, you are not this body, you are a soul. That is Jiva. Everything in the material world is temporary. Dukkhalam, ashashvatam. That is Prakriti. Right? You do your activity and take the credit. That is Karma. If you cannot do anything, if you still did not understand, just surrender unto me, I will take care. That is Ishvara. And what is left? That Krishna shows only directly to Arjuna. That already everyone is gone. Whom we are crying about, they are already dead and gone, right? He shows in the future. In Virata Rupa, Krishna shows in the future time. It is not in your control. And he starts the Gita with that. Dehino asmin yata dehe kaumaram yavanam jara. He tells you are, like Prabhupada says, if you see your photo when you are 5 years old, if someone asks you, who is this? You will say very happily, it is me. But it is not you now. No, you'll say, no, it is me, but it is not you now. Right, no? But it was me. Time. Kalo Asmi, the destroyer of the 3 worlds, right? So within the Mahabharata, this 5 subject is there. Prabhupada writes here, therefore the literatures like Mahabharata and Puranas, the similar other literatures, which is full of the pastimes of the Lord, are all transcendental literatures. And they should be discussed with full confidence in the society of great devotees. I found this sentence to be very, very important, because it plays a very big role in our consciousness, contribution to developing our consciousness, developing our spirit, developing the mood. Because what Prabhupada writes, it should be discussed with full confidence. You know, if you discuss like a liability, अभी क्या है, ब्रह्म 7 बज के 8 बजे जाना पड़ेगा क्लास में, नहीं जाऊंगा तो प्रभु जी बोलेंगे, प्रसाद मिलेगा, मैं बार बार बोलेंगे, तो बुलाएंगे सबके साथ, अच्छा ही लगता है, फिर बाहर चला जाना पड़ेगा, फिर you know, if you hear like this, then very unfortunate, you will not relish. Full confidence means you have so much attachment. You come, if you feel sleepy, you stand up, you walk, you push yourself, 2 times you doze like this, you stand up then. You know. But now if someone is dozing, if you touch him, he feels so offended. Just touch him like that. In the mind, it's a battle going on, you know. He feels so offended. Sabne dekh liya, kisne, then slowly he'll say, kisne dekha. Because we are so much living in, you know, ma, mama. We are living so much in ma, mama. Someone just, you are sleeping, someone just touches you. Just touches like this. Japa mein. Just go, people just go off. I've seen devotees going off about it. It is just like completely, you're shattered. That kind of feeling people have. Correct or not? Huh? Rather than if we are actually very confident, we should feel, I'm so fortunate that he's saving me. I'm so fortunate there is someone to take care of me. I have sacrificed so much. People in the material world are in a hurry, passing stool, taking bath, brushing their teeth, packing their food to go and take up a job, work, catch a train and bus and reach on time. And here I am. Such an amazing, fortunate facility. I don't have to do anything. Take my plate and glass and sit at 9 o'clock. You know, hot soup and prasadam, dal will and sabji will fall in the plate without knowing the rate. Correct, no? How many sitting here know what is the cost of tomato? You ask the grasthas. How many of us know what is the cost of oil? In our ashram, Chaitanya Prabhu's mercy, we have only cold press oil. It's 4 times the rate of a normal refined oil. Correct, Chaitanya Prabhu? We don't know this. Why? Because we are confidently discussing Krishna Katha. If we are not doing that, then the material nature will demand, it will take back. That is why we should take up, that Prabhupada's writing this word is very nice, very, very significant, very, very important. Therefore, the literatures like Mahabharata and Purana and the similar other literatures which are full of the pastimes of the Lord are all transcendental literature. They should be discussed with full confidence. Full confidence means this, the complete faith. That will only come how you reciprocate to your sadhana bhakti. How you reciprocate to the sadhana bhakti. Then actually everything will come. Once Gauranga Prabhu had gone to some businessman and the businessman told him, आप लोगों के मंदिर का तो जवाब ही नहीं है. And Gauranga Prabhu just had a big heavy meeting on management. He said, बोला मैं सारे मंदिरों में जाता हूँ, बहुत सब जगह एक जैसा है. तो Gauranga Prabhu got more surprised. सब जगह एक जैसा है और बहुत अच्छा लगता है. तो Gauranga Prabhu got more surprised. बोला अच्छा. So he said that, बोला आप कब गए थे मंदिर में? तो he said that, मैं जहाँ भी ट्रैवल करता हूँ आपके मंदिरों में मैं 5 बजे से 9 के बीच में मंदिर में जाता हूँ. बोला अच्छा, असली लीला भक्तों का तो 9 बजे के बाद चालू होता है. इसे 9 से 7 बजे से 5, 4:30 से 9 बजे सब जगह. असली लीला तो 9 के बाद चालू होता है. After prasadam, some devotees want to sleep, some want to space out, some want to think what I should do, some want to become a singer, some want to become preacher, all are into their own individual activities. Until someone who takes up the service pressure. When the youth, we should always have no time. No time. When you are young, till 35, there should not be 1 second that we are free. 1 second. And after 35, 40, you will not feel like being attracted to activities which are not beneficial for Krishna consciousness. You will not have the taste for it. But when you are young, till 35, that's why Prabhupada translated bhakti as devotional service. Devotional service. Service has to be there. If there is no service, then reading. If no reading, shloka memorization. If no shloka memorization, then preaching. If you don't have these 3 activities, you are in Maya. You should have the eagerness for these 3 things. You will fall in Maya. It's very important. That's why Prabhupada is writing. With confidence, it's like that. Till morning, night, you just, like someone gave an offering to Guru Maharaj, one of the servants. He said, Guru Maharaj, my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, he did not have time for 2 things. You know that? He did not have time only for 2 things. Eating and sleeping. That was his life. He did not have time for only 2 things. Eating and sleeping. He did not have time for that. And anyone who served him personally knew that 24 hours is less for him to serve Krishna and Prabhupada. 24 hours is less for him to serve Krishna and Srila Prabhupada. That was his life. Many times I saw if suppose 3 o'clock, 3:30, he has taken his lunch, nobody is there, no devotees to meet him, no meetings, he will take a bath and go at 4:15 and open the temple altar. And 4:15 Aarti he will be doing. He was not scheduled. Generally Mangal Aarti is fixed for him. But many times I saw, if evening he is free and nobody is there to meet him, and if he doesn't have many meetings or phone calls, he will go and sing Gaur Aarti. You have seen? He will go and sing Gaur Aarti. Suddenly we all will come running. Ki wajah aayo? Arey Maharaj Guru Puja Gaur Aarti kar rahe. Everyone comes running. Because I saw now I am remembering so much, because I saw it very closely. Never had time. I think I have at my home, when I started serving him when he was in Juhu, when he used to visit in 2004 to 2011. So in his cabin next to his room in Juhu, he had lot of drawers in that. So one of the drawer he laminated Bhagavad Gita shlokas handwritten and Bhagavatam shlokas handwritten, which means he used to take those cards and memorize verses. He used to go and memorize handwritten, his own handwritten. I have to search where they are. But his own handwritten verses, because he used to memorize shlokas while traveling, when he is free. So it's very important for devotees. Unless they are discussed by devotees, such literatures cannot be released by the higher class. So Prabhupada, so the conclusion is that the Lord is not impersonal in the ultimate issue. He is not impersonal in the ultimate issue. He is the supreme person, and he is he has very different activities. So if you see now, Prabhupada in the purports, Prabhupada emphasizes many places impersonalism and all this. Now the society has reached to the point that forget about impersonal, personal. People have become almost atheist. So much people are degraded. They have become atheist. That is why Srila Prabhupada established this movement with so perfectly in the line of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that it's like when a pig is sleeping in the gutters, pig, if there is lot of dirty place and some water is there, so pig will go in that water and sleep and roll around, make it grey and sleep there nicely. You've seen that? So today the human race is there, and from there you have to bring them out, clean them, litter them, give them a bath, put them new clothes, comb their hairs and make them stand and tell them sit. That is Srila Prabhupada's mission. What does Srila Prabhupada do? Give them prasad. Give them books. Give them Harinam. Give them darshan of the deities. Give them association of devotees. That's when the human being will come out of his degradation. You understand my point? Human race will come out of its degradation. That's when impersonal, personal will come. That when they understand they are human being, they understand there is God, they understand the 5 subjects of the Bhagavad Gita, then comes impersonalism and all this to understand. Correct or not? We are far away from that. That is why Srila Prabhupada had this special style of preaching. Very, very special. And he was very accurate. As I said, Prabhupada was such a preacher in the history that many times when you are preaching, sometimes a questioner takes you off the topic and off the subject. But if you are not sharp, then you will fall prey to it. But Prabhupada was so accurate, his conversation and his preaching makes us so awake. Like once Srila Prabhupada was preaching about Varnashram, and then he told about Daivi Varnashram, and he was explaining all the Varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. And ashramas, what is that? Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyas. So Prabhupada was explaining like this. So one very intelligent man who used to always ask question. So Prabhupada explained what is the job of a Brahmana, what is the position of a Brahmana, and how a Brahmana is supposed, all the other 3 Varnas are supposed to serve the Brahmanas. And then he said how the Vaishyas are supposed to serve the Shudras. And that means, and Shudras are supposed to serve the Vaishyas. But in principle, all 3 of them are supposed to serve the Brahmanas. First class, second class, third class and fourth class. So then this intelligent man asked Prabhupada, Swamiji, you come in which class? In this, he said. Swamiji, you come in which class in this? And he thought Prabhupada will say, I am a Brahmana. We have so many Brahmanas here. He thought like, he will catch Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, I am the 5th class, servant of all the 4 classes. Like that he said. He said, I am 5th class. I am the servant of all the 4 classes. The guy had nothing to do. He could not say anything. That was Srila Prabhupada. That was his preaching. He would awake the ignorance of the question and the questioner. He would not get into answering until he understood that the questioner will be able to understand the answer. That was Srila Prabhupada's preaching. That is how he preached. Like once Srila Prabhupada had this one reporter asking him about, I think, limousine car or Rolls-Royce car devotees had hired for him. A 6-door limousine in Los Angeles or somewhere. Prabhupada went there and in the car, and then he went and reporters spoke to Srila Prabhupada. He said, Swamiji, you are a celibate and you're supposed to live an austere life. He said, yes, and Prabhupada explained about sannyas ashram, brahmacharya ashram. Then the reporter said, but Swamiji, we saw that today your followers brought you in this limousine car, and this is something like that. So Prabhupada said, well, is it okay for you to use? He said, why not? Why not? If they want me to use, why not? So the reporter had stunt. What to answer now? Further ask. Then Prabhupada said, actually this car is made of iron. And I am the devotee of Krishna, who is the Supreme Personality. I am his servant. I should have golden car, but my disciples are poor. I should have a golden. Why? Because I am the servant of Krishna. My disciples are poor. So I don't know what that reporter understood only. That was Srila, but today we are relishing. That was Srila Prabhupada. That was Srila Prabhupada. One day, someone showed Srila Prabhupada a newspaper article where there was a photo of a Swamiji who was rejecting a big donation from his followers and showing renunciation. And Prabhupada disciples were like small 5 years old children. That was the disciple and Prabhupada's relation with his disciple. They were very, very innocent. And they loved Srila Prabhupada gave them so much love that they become completely dependent on Srila Prabhupada to know every activity of this material world. So they came running with the newspaper to show Srila Prabhupada that how do we look at this, look at this sadhu. He is renouncing money. Now how do we look? They wanted to know, what will Prabhupada say? So Prabhupada said, you can tell them to come to me and take my photo while accepting this money, like this. I'll accepting this money and I will show the whole world how Lakshmi has to be engaged in Krishna's service. Srila Prabhupada ki. So I will show the whole world how Lakshmi has to be engaged in Krishna's service. And Prabhupada wanted in India especially gorgeous temples. Yesterday we celebrated the Vyas Puja of my Guru Maharaj. He had a lot of personal instructions on preaching in India and vision of India. Prabhupada called him in 1975 to become the GBC of India, because Srila Prabhupada rank and front men, disciples, were failing to deal with the Indian situation. Many of the GBC's front rank men told to Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, you send us to hell or heaven to preach, but not to India. They had given up. And even when they were asked for devotees, they would give some rundown, rejected devotees, they would send India from their Western temples when devotees were needed in India. Some of them write like this. After Maharaj left, they wrote in the offerings. And my Guru Maharaj, he took up India. And Prabhupada writes that preaching in India was the mission of my Guru Maharaj, but preaching in the West was the mission of my Guru Maharaj, but preaching in India is my mission. So if you see practically, Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, he got Prabhupada's personal mission in his hands. And Maharaj, till the last breath, he lived a very ideal leader's life. The very life. On the last day, on the 3rd of May, 2nd of May, the day he was admitted in the hospital, he got up in the morning, did his puja, he fell down on the bathroom, broke his ribs, but came, performed his puja to the deities. And that day he gave his resignation as the chairman of ISKCON India. He wrote his resignation, went to the hospital and left his body. Till that day, last day, one day before, he was chairing the ISKCON India meetings. Because Srila Prabhupada personally gave him India. And by the time he left his body, the whole world has around 300-400 temples. India alone has 300 temples and centers. The whole world have maybe total couple of 2-3 lakh devotees. India alone has 2-3 lakh devotees. The whole world's book distribution, 80% is India's book distribution. And only Indian yatras, there are majority of the full-time devotees in India today. So that was his contribution to Srila Prabhupada. That was his contribution to Srila Prabhupada. And he was, with all these services, he was always available. And I had a great fortune to have a lot of personal association with him. At least from 2003 till 2011. Because about 2011 onwards, the next generation of youth preachers came up. Chaitanya Prabhu, Chakravarti Prabhu. And amongst them, Chakravarti Prabhu was more personally associating and personally taking care of Guru Maharaj. And then I took off to management. But till then, I had a great pride. In one of the offering, I felt so happy that one devotee told, as soon as Maharaj would land in India, as soon as Maharaj would land, not India, as soon as Maharaj's flight would land Mumbai, he had 2 questions after entering the car. One was, Sitaram मंदिर में है, सीताराम बॉम्बे में है क्या? और हरादास मंदिर में है क्या? Means is Haradas used to be in Mumbai only, but I would travel outside. He was asked, Sitaram मंदिर में है क्या? जू में है, मुंबई में है क्या? Because that was special mercy. We both are little troublemakers, myself and Hara Prabhu. The father has this very special attention on troublemakers. So that way he was always having one eye on me. Like when Attapur opened, so I asked Guru Maharaj, said, Maharaj, our Sachinandan is there, he's the only son, so of his parents, and parents are in Hyderabad. So I was thinking to take him. He said, only Sachinandan, nobody else. I said, yes, Maharaj. Then Chaitanya, TSP, Traveling Sankirtan came for the opening, straight back. So then Maharaj was at times disappointed. But of course, Chaitanya Prabhu always goes, 10-15 days you are in June, every time. After, I told 1 year he is helping here. After that he'll start coming to Jew. Exactly after 1 year, Maharaj told, you told him he'll be there for 1 year only. He said, you told I need only Sachinandan and you cheated me. You took Chaitanya also. I said, no, Maharaj, he's 15 days here, he's 15 days there. So no, you're shameless. I said, no, Maharaj, all youth preachers are going out. Nimai Nitai Prabhu goes out 15 days. Ashwini Tattva Prabhu goes out 15 days. Similarly, Chaitanya Prabhu goes out 15 days. He didn't say anything. He left it. So, that was Maharaj. He was very, very affectionate and very straight, but very, very, he had a very, he knew, like Srila Prabhupada, one disciple was telling, Srila Prabhupada knew which disciple is how. Just by his body language, actions, he knew. So Prabhupada, he knew that Brahmananda Swami, he was very emotional to Srila Prabhupada. He was very strong. But as soon as Prabhupada would start chastising, he was tall, big, strong. He would start crying with tears like a baby. So Prabhupada knew that he cannot take heavy chastisement. Srila Prabhupada used to not chastise him very strongly. But Tamal Krishna Maharaj Prabhupada used to give right, left and center for everything. Because he knew that Tamal Krishna Maharaj can take it. Tamal Krishna Maharaj can take it. And Guru Maharaj was very much like this. He knew that somehow that I had a lot of aggression to the current way of management on certain aspects. So Maharaj, whenever managerial issues are there, he had a very unique style to approach. Guru Maharaj used to tell me, he used to call me to meet him. Because by that time I had left going to Guru Maharaj for managerial issues. So I stopped going to him. I would only go for darshan. No management question. There were certain incidents after that I stopped. So he used to call me, but every visit he used to call me to meet him. So then when he calls, there's anxiety. One anxiety is calling for darshan. Second anxiety is, what did I do that it has come to him and he's calling me for that? That anxiety used to be always there. So even Maharaj, when he calls, that anxiety used to be there, what. And especially when you are in a place where you're not supposed to be. Suppose, Maharaj is in Juhu and I'm in Mayapur, whereas I'm supposed to be in Juhu. So take that call used to be so difficult. So Maharaj has a very unique style. He knew that this fellow cannot take up heavy sometime. He will show aggression. So one day Maharaj had some complaints were there about me. So Maharaj very nicely told me. He said, see, I am your guru and there are some complaints against me. I said, yes, Maharaj, I know. So wait. There are some complaints against you. But you are my disciple and it is my duty as a guru to correct you and discuss with you about it. If I don't do that, I will be getting bad karma. Being a guru, I am not doing my duty. Hence, to protect myself from this bad karma, protect myself. Look at the way he's telling. Protect myself from this bad karma. I have to discuss this with you. And then he talked. By that time I had completely he brought me on the knees and then punched me. That is how he was. He brought me on the knees and asked me, what about this? What about that? And I had to give all the answers humbly. Because why? Because Maharaj is asking me these questions to protect himself from bad karma. That is how he prepared me to discuss this topic. So that was a beauty. Maharaj knew, like Srila Prabhupada, he was trained by Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj knew. And in fact, when Maharaj came to India, he was very active. And he was getting to all the government offices for the visas of the Western devotees, permission of Mayapur, Vrindavan and Juhu temple, going to the government offices. He was an Indian already. He knew how to deal with the Indians. Prabhupada was very happy. And other disciples who were actually failed here, they become little envious and they started putting obstacles. So Srila Prabhupada wrote a heavy email to his GBC men in India. He said, please, Gopal Krishna has been very, very successful in India and I have very positive reports about him. Please don't interfere in his work in India. He's writing this to Tamal Krishna Maharaj. Tamal Krishna Maharaj means those days means if he stands means devotees used to run away. He was such strong. If you read Servant of Leela Amrit, Tamal Krishna Maharaj was such strong man that it was said that what he says means it is coming from Srila Prabhupada. Such a strong man he was. It is said in the last 3 months of Srila Prabhupada, His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj was Srila Prabhupada ears and mouth. Whatever Srila Prabhupada wanted to communicate would be coming out for Tamal Krishna Maharaj's mouth. And whatever you want to communicate Srila Prabhupada has to go to Tamal Krishna Maharaj and he would communicate to Srila Prabhupada's ears. That is how he was. And Prabhupada writing an email to him, imagine, that don't interfere. Bhima Prabhu told a beautiful story. He said that 1977, Maharaj did a lot of work. Mayapur, Vrindavan, Juhu, Hyderabad temple opened, permissions, all these things. But these GBC men were not, they were all young. 1978 GBC meeting. Maharaj and Bhima Prabhu were sitting in the same bench after the meeting. So Bhima Prabhu narrated this. He said, Gopal Krishna Maharaj came out, sat next to me, and he said, They removed me from India. They sent me to Canada. The next GBC meeting, Maharaj was removed from India. And again, he was brought back immediately. And so, but Maharaj accepted the GBC's decision and he just went to Canada. And then nobody could handle India. Again, he was brought back. That's what Bhimapu told me. And the spiritual master knows the heart. Bhimapu, a few days ago, before coming to Hyderabad, I was in Juhu. So I went to Brajari Prabhu's office and Bhimapu walked in. So for 2 hours, myself, Brajari Prabhu and Bhimapu were sitting. And it was a very nice experience for me because I was having association of two of my, after my Guru Maharaj, they are my actually mentors. And now Guru Maharaj is not there to have both of their associates. So Bhimapu told one nice pastime. He told that once Prabhupada had visited a temple where he was serving in St. Louis or somewhere, or Chicago I think. So he and one of his friends was serving Prabhupada by cleaning his room every day. Prabhupada would go for the morning walk and they would get in 1 hour, clean the whole room and come out. And it came, they did for a few days when Srila Prabhupada was there. And then Srila Prabhupada was leaving. So when Srila Prabhupada was leaving, after the morning walk, Bhima Prabhu said, I think we should garland Srila Prabhupada. He said, no, we cannot do that. He said, come on, let's go and garland. We are doing service to Srila Prabhupada. He is recognizing us. Because Prabhupada would go to the room after morning walk and he would, before entering the room, he would say, see the room and see them and say, Jai, and enter. So they said, no, Prabhupada is recognizing us, no. But Mahaprabhu said, come on, we're serving him. So then he said, okay, fine, you garland him. He was senior to Srila Prabhupada, this godbrother. Prabhupada was entering his car and before that he was meeting devotees. Bhimapu went straight. And if you know Bhima Prabhu, if you've seen him, he is 6 feet tall. And if you know Prabhupada was 5 feet. And Bhimapu stood in front of Prabhupada, And Prabhupada, so Bhimapu to put Prabhupada garland means he has to leave like this. So he left and Prabhupada did not look at him. And went into the car and sat. And Bhima Prabhu thought, my spiritual life is finished. I should have not done this. I have offended a pure devotee. I am not qualified. Maybe Srila Prabhupada recognized that I am not qualified, but still I pushed myself to serve a pure devotee, even though I am not qualified. All this was going on, and this is just few seconds. So many thoughts. Prabhupada is just entering the car. He just walks and Bhima Prabhu is in this stress, standing there depressed. Prabhupada gets in and sits in the car, straight looks at Bhima Prabhu's eyes and says, Jai. And then Bhima Prabhu said, that day I felt, my spiritual master knows the heart actually. And my spiritual life is safe now. Srila Prabhupada ki. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Srila Prabhupada said that the mission of my Guru Maharaj was to preach in Western countries and my mission is to preach in India. So I had this question that can the mission of a disciple be like different from the mission of Guru Maharaj, like his Guru?
See, in principle never. In principle it can never. But details can always be according to time, place and circumstance. Principle is Yuga Dharma Nam Sankirtan, Bhagavat Shravan, Vaishnava Seva, Vigra Archana, Sthapana, establishing temples, book distribution, Jiv Daya. What is that? Our Vaishnava philosophy established on 3 things. What is that? Jiv Daya, Bhagavat Shravan. Also. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, yes. Jiv Daya, Vaishnava Seva, Nam Ruchi. That will never differ. Understand? That will never differ. So, preaching is a Vaishnava Guru Maharaj's mission. So Srila Prabhupada, also if you see, Srila Prabhupada achieved that first. Correct, no? He achieved that. And then he wanted that India also should be. So by then. Okay? Any other questions? Okay, I'll stop it. Srila Prabhupada ki, Granth Raj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki.